Friendship always ends in fellowship. Grace and peace, everybody. Welcome to Sabbath School Study Group. This is the last part of this 5-part series, looking at the mission to the needy, our mission to the needy, but understanding how Jesus ministered to the needy. We followed this process all the way through, but before we finish it out, I want to remind you, if you've been blessed by this series, thank you, Lord. Subscribe to this channel, share this video with someone else, and make sure you click that like button. That is what allows the video to be seen by more. By clicking that like button, that's what allows more people to find this video, just like you have. So as we look at what Jesus did and in first seeing us, by being with us, mingling with us, he was driven by a heart that sympathized with us and our need, to the point that he made an effort to meet those needs. And then in meeting that need, the hope was that those who had that need met, you'd build some trust. You'd build some trust that would ultimately end up in relationship, fellowship, friendship, following. Luke chapter 5 is the story of friends who actually show what this final step is all about. It came to pass on a certain day as he was sitting and he was teaching that there were Pharisees and doctors of the law sitting by, which were come out of every town of Galilee and Judea and Jerusalem, and the power of the Lord was present to heal them. So here's Jesus, standard Jesus. You see him mingling, sympathizing, meeting needs, and finally, winning people's trust. But now we see here there's a brother who can't help himself. So his friends go to the next step. His friends, behold, brought a man in a bed which was taken with palsy, and they sought means to bring him in and to lay him before him. They're making this effort to get to Jesus. They're making this effort to bring him to the king, but they couldn't make it through the door, couldn't get in for the space. So what happens in this story is they go roofing. I guess reverse roofing, because in Luke chapter 5, verse 19, it says, when they could not find by what way they might bring him in because of the multitude, they went upon the housetop and let him down through the tiling with his couch into the midst before Jesus. Friendship led to fellowship, where these guys, we don't know much about them. We don't even know their names, but they clearly had walked through this process to where they had faith in Jesus, so that they followed him to the house, but they didn't come alone. They brought their friend who could not follow. They carried him to where they were. I can't carry somebody to where I'm not. Friendship leads to fellowship. This is that last step in Jesus's method. It's following. It's friendship. It's obeying the one that I trust. This is how Jesus ministered to the needy. And this is what we want our prayer to be. That whomever we are ministering to in need, they create a dependence on Christ that leads to an obedience to Christ. We're praying that they find a relationship to God that moves them now to move where he takes them. So he can take them from the street to a shelter. He can take them from a shelter to a job. He can take them from a job to their own home. He can take them from their own home to now sharing and reaching out to others in their home. This is the cycle, not just the cycle of life, but it's the cycle of love. That love that in John, Jesus said, I came to give life, and that life more abundantly. He gives so much that we got some left over to give to others. That's what happened to these friends, these brothers here in Luke chapter 5. And it's what can happen to us today in life 2023. He said, I'm not going to come back until this is done. But then he, moreover, not just warned us, he promised us, he said that by my Spirit, Christ in us, he will do this if we're willing. If we're willing. I want this. I'm praying for this. And if you're excited about this or you want to buy into this or bless into this, I want to pray for you too now. That we will see Jesus's method is the best method. We just spent a little bit of time trying to pack it all in to see how he did things, to understand how he does us. And if Jesus could do it for us, please believe that he can do it, and he will do it through us.